ISO is currently the most broken duelist at the time of making this video. After his recent update, he got some pretty big buffs to him that made him insanely strong to use in competitive. But this video is not about ISO and his abilities, but rather his lore story. Who is ISO? Where did he come from and what does his past look like? ISO is Valorant's 24th agent and the second Chinese agent to join their protocol as he comes from China. He is a Radiant and is considered to be an extremely deadly character. This is because prior to joining the Valorant protocol, ISO was an elite hitman and assassin. He used to work for none other than the Scions of Hourglass. Doesn't this sound kind of familiar? Well, yes. If you've watched my video on Omen's lore, you'll know that Omen was also employed by the Scions of Hourglass as a hitman as well. That was until he was given the task of killing Viper and she ended up turning him into a phantom. What it looks like is that after Omen left the Scions of Hourglass, they needed a new hitman to replace him. Omen's missions typically involve targeting and eliminating scientists and shutting down projects that may be associated with Radianite. ISO was also given the same missions, as one of his most notable missions involved targeting Kingdom Corporation's Project Landfall. If you guys remember back when Sunset was first revealed, we had a cinematic trailer for the map, and in the trailer we had several of the protocol agents entering a Kingdom facility underground in Los Angeles where Sunset takes place. Brimstone had been in communication with one of his old colleagues about shutting down the project because it was too dangerous, but he was ultimately ignored, so he had to take action. The team went in and fought against the soldiers, with Wingman helping out and destroying the large teleporter, which then caused a massive explosion destroying the facility. That's basically the gist of the Sunset reveal trailer, and ISO comes in right after. In the aftermath of the ruined Kingdom facility, one of Kingdom's main scientists comes with several bodyguards to retrieve her research that was still there. And during this whole time, the bodyguards were talking about a mythical assassin, referring to ISO. Just as they finished getting what they came for, as they were leaving the facility, they do come across ISO himself, his first main introduction. He then proceeds to take them all out with ease and informs his boss at Hourglass that his work is done. And then he was given his next target, which had everyone shocked when we first saw it, and that's because his next target was Omen. I'm going to play ISO's reveal trailer as a refresher just to sum up everything I just said, and then we'll break it down even further.
Take care of it.
Copy that.
Kingdom should never have abandoned my research. It set us back years. All that effort wasted.
You think this is worth risking our lives?
So easily spooked by a bedtime story.
You mean the rumors of assassins targeting us?
One assassin. He kills everyone connected to this research.
That's not possible.
Myth-making at its worst.
One hired gun responsible for dismantling entire operations. It's pure fantasy.
That's because he's bulletproof. He took out an entire squad with one round. I heard one time he even...
Enough!
Look, I'm just telling you what I heard. Anyone goes up against him disappears for good. He's a bulletproof wizard.
Magic ain't real.
You know why they call him the Dead Lilac, right? It's the purple flash you see before you die.
Seriously? Then how do you know any of this?
He doesn't. All he has are stories.
Let's move out. And no more stories.
Too bad. 你们这个故事可好了。
So as we just saw, just like Omen, ISO is being given missions involving taking out Kingdom scientists. We know that the Scions like to target scientists and anyone associated with Radianite, as they have a goal of keeping Radianite a secret and probably a larger agenda of controlling Radianite altogether. And while it came as a shock that ISO's next target was Omen, it wasn't until the Revelation cinematic soon after where we learn why, which I will get to later. After ISO takes out these scientists, the Valorant protocol finds out and notices that there is a strange presence on the landfall site. It first started with Sova in his email to Brimstone, noting that an internal sector of Kingdom known as K-Sec has reported several scientists going missing, and that these scientists weren't lost in the initial explosion of the facility. And Sova questions whether this could have been the work of Valorant Legion or Atlas from Omega Earth, or a brand new enemy. As the protocol keep digging, Killjoy pitches in and says that she analyzed the scans that Sova took of the facility and found zero traces of Omega particles. So whatever presence is there on the facility is not related to Omega Earth, but something different. And she ends off with an important message of an image that they caught which is tied into the person or thing in the facility, and how Ray says it looks like an hourglass. So this right here was the first hint we got of the Scions of Hourglass and how this person is connected to them. And of course, there was one agent in particular who was very interested in this hourglass symbol, Omen. He swore that he's seen this hourglass symbol before and he knows something about it. But as we know, Omen has lost almost all of his memories after his initial interaction with Viper. Even after sessions with Fade and Sage, he still wasn't able to remember, but it was an important moment because we got to see a connection being made between this new potential enemy and Omen. And the last update that we get is from Cypher, who cracks the whole thing open and tells the protocol what he found. In his email, he says the presence they've been investigating is actually a hitman, and a very good one too. And it turns out that he actually wants to join the Valorant protocol, but under the condition that the protocol protect him from his former employer, the Scions of Hourglass. Cypher says that he's the best lead they have at uncovering what happened to the scientists, but at the same time it's almost like this guy wanted to be found by the protocol. His trail was just too clean for someone being a precise assassin. And obviously we know from the outside why his trail was clean and he wanted to be found, because he was given the mission of taking out Omen. And what better way to do that than to join the protocol and get as close as he can to finish the job. But what exactly is ISO's plan? Well, his plan is to buy a brand new computer from Apex Gaming PCs. If you're someone like Brimstone who only uses his PC to read emails and play some games on it, or someone like Cypher who has 10 monitors and needs something strong to run everything at once while playing any game at high settings, Apex Gaming PCs has all the choices to meet those needs. For someone who is just starting off and wants something strong to run their game smoothly, check out the Apex Bronze. But if you need something that can handle more than gaming, such as streaming while you play your games, then check out the Apex Streamer. And for you Cyphers out there who want to go above and beyond and run everything like butter, then check out the Apex Streamer Plus, which comes with the AMD Ryzen 5 7600X CPU, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 1TB of storage, and the RTX 4070 graphics card, so with all that you are set. And unlike Cypher, not only are these PCs better, but they actually look good too. Right now there is a 25% off winter sale going on across the site that you don't want to miss out on. And make sure you use my personal code Nibble on checkout as well, as it adds an additional 5% off your order on top of any existing promotions, which is really cool. If you can't pay everything upfront at once, don't worry, Apex Gaming PCs has you covered with the option of financing, so make sure you guys check them out on these awesome deals. Okay, so other than buying a brand new PC, what other plan does ISO have? We know that ISO goes on to join the Valorant protocol, and the agents do hold high suspicion of him. But what's really interesting is that Cypher knows. Cypher completely read ISO and he knows what he's planning. He may have been able to hack into ISO's phone or something to read his communication with the Hourglass, but whatever the case, Cypher secretly knows what ISO is planning and doesn't tell anyone. It's theorized that Cypher didn't tell anyone because he wanted to see whether ISO will go through with his mission or not, and to make his own decisions. Which I find kinda dumb, but I guess when you have Sage who can resurrect them when they die, then I guess it's fine to take the risk. So just like your comp games, he's basically baiting Omen and is ready to trade him. And Cypher turned out to be right because ISO did still intend on killing Omen. ISO was given the perfect opportunity to take out Omen and he nearly did, but at the very end he hesitated and changed his mind. I'm not too sure why he changed his mind exactly, but it's said that after spending time with the protocol agents, he realized how closely knit together they are and how they care for one another. And he probably compared this with the Scions who act selfishly and are basically using ISO for their own greater goals, and may just end up having another person ordered with taking him out as well, just like how he was given the task of taking Omen out. Given all this, ISO ended up triple crossing and betraying the Scions of Hourglass instead. He revealed to Omen that he was given the mission of eliminating him, and I guess proving to him and everyone else that he should be trusted. I'll play the whole clip of this scene now as reference. Now, obviously, this is pretty bad for ISO. I mean, you don't just come into this new team acting like you're a good person, and then be like, oh hey, actually I was just faking it, I was supposed to kill one of you, but you know, I changed my mind. Like, what the hell? So the agents weren't happy about this, but ISO was ready to take it one step further and prove to the team that he is really trying to help them. And the way he does this is by giving the protocol secret intel on one of the Hourglass bases located in Indonesia, where Omen's boss is located. This here is where the Reckoning cinematic takes place, with Omen taking the lead in the fight and encountering his old boss, which makes him remember his past. How he used to work for the Hourglass as an assassin, the mission of taking out Viper and what she did to him, and how he carries all of the Hourglass's biggest secrets which he isn't able to remember. So we can now see how Omen is one of the Hourglass's biggest threats, and he knows so much about them, probably enough to know how to eliminate them for good. If only he was able to regain his memories. And it finally made sense why ISO was given the mission to take him out. But nonetheless, after encountering this Hourglass base, Omen was able to allegedly kill his old employer as he tossed him off the side of the building. But we never saw him hit the ground, and I'm sure we all know that if you don't see it happening, then it probably didn't happen. Jinx is alive. Sorry, arcane reference. And with that said, the lore of ISO is primarily revolved around these events, but I want to reiterate that there is a chance, a small chance, but it is there, that ISO could have been playing the protocol this entire time and he may have an even bigger mission at hand here, where he may not just be targeting Omen, but the entire protocol itself, who is an even bigger threat to the Hourglass than just Omen on his own. It's a crazy theory, but who's to say it's not a possibility? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you did. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below and if you have any theories of your own. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you all in the next one.